My content is intended to be used and must be used for educational purposes only. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research any information you find from my videos that you wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. Okay, we got April 4th. It is a Thursday today. We had a little bit of an not FOMC. One of the Fed speakers was talking today and talked about how if they don't see any real signs of inflation cooling off, they're not going to be cutting rates, and the market reacted extremely poorly. We finally got that sell-off day. We finally had it. I mean, it was so needed. We finally got it, and today was the day. So we had this nice sell-off here on this is ES, so the S&P 500. This is futures. I mean, the signs were across the board. I mean, here's your first sign right here, super high volume rejection. I mean, obviously you did have your actually this was not a high volume rejection. That was a Friday. That was not I mean, these days were concerning. I mean, you had your very high sell volume on these days here, but yeah, no, this was needed. This was needed. I mean, we've been going straight up for quite some time, and it looks like the next cycle, at least for the next few weeks here, is going to be bearish here. So we're going to be going over the current trades that I'm in and my plans for them, and then we're going to be looking at a few trades that I'm looking at to take for tomorrow. So that is a plan. So let's get right into it. MCHP, we had a nice high volume rejection today, and we do have a bearish structure. So let's delete these. Quite the freaking candle today, and it did have large volume to pair with it. So we've been risking off of since this candle. We had a bullish structure since this candle. Still technically have a bullish structure going on. However, we'll see if this holds tomorrow. So a close below 86.21 is going to be my stop here. So came right to my stop today. So I think I'm likely, even if this I think I'm likely just going to close this tomorrow anyway. I don't think the weekly is ready now that we've gotten this reaction today. I think the weekly has created a bearish structure, and that's no bueno. I think this does look awesome. I just think this is gonna need a little bit, and I don't care to be in when this needs a little bit, you know. So I'm probably going to be taking a loss on MCHP, which is completely okay. We had till June on these contracts, and we've lost about, I don't know, like 89.22, 86, so like $3 underlying. So that is completely okay. Usually when I have these trades, the risk to reward is much larger than a $3 underlying move. So continuing to target good risk to reward trades is going to be my focus, but this is most likely going to be a loser. I mean, I don't think this is going to hold tomorrow, but we will certainly see. Let's go talk about Pfizer. I mean, not really going to talk about it. I mean, I didn't take a trade yesterday. I was still watching to see if this held the inverted head and shoulders, but this clearly broke down. So BMY, we ended up closing out BMY today. Kind of just a stupid trade overall. This is really stupid. I'm going to have to go back and review this one and what I could have done better. I realistically should have closed this day. Tuesday was a very busy day. I'm not going to be making excuses, but I was not able to close out on Tuesday. Obviously, this is trading, and that's what, an excuse. So there's no excuse. So I was looking for a bounce. We sold off. We sold off all the way. You know, I kept saying I'm looking for a bounce to sell this. We sold off all the way. So obviously that's not going to happen all the time, but in this case it did. So we entered right here, sold it for right here. So probably lost about 30% on these contracts, which is completely fine. But it was a green to red position, which is not okay. So yeah, gonna be doing a little bit of journaling on this one, but realistically should have been a break of that 9. Yeah, no excuses there, no excuses. Blackstone, what do we have today on Blackstone? Blackstone, it came all the way back up to 129 and rejected the piss out of it. I think basically every single thing today is going to be green, and then we had everything sell off. So this is right back to demand. So I'm not terribly worried. I mean, I think this is I don't know. I mean, I'm not in love with this Blackstone position anyway. I think I talked about yesterday, even before the sell-off, that I was looking to close this position. So right now the weekly is showing a high volume rejection, and then we did need a close above 125 to keep this as a bullish weekly structure. So it is still above 125 on the weekly. It's just pretty extended on the weekly, so I'm likely going to close Blackstone tomorrow. Unless we see some large bullish response or something. I foresee myself closing Blackstone tomorrow, most likely, but I'd like to see what the price action is. Honestly, I'd rather have it confirmed to the downside than me just dicking around with it. So likely going to close Blackstone tomorrow. Let's go talk about FCX. FCX, we finally got our first bearish signal, so I'll be looking to close one of my contracts tomorrow. I think this still does look awesome. I think we just finally found some sellers up here at 49. So finally sellers hit the tape, but that does not mean we're going to reverse immediately. Usually when that happens, we usually do some kind of rising wedge. I'll eat my words if this just comes all the way back down tomorrow. I just don't think it will. Usually it takes some time, at least to slow down this insane momentum it has. That is FCX. Eli Lilly, I tried to take for a short at close. I did not get in. The premiums are expensive as hell. Especially with the... I mainly didn't get in because the VIX is up like 17% today. It was insane. So I'm cool. I'm cool waiting for maybe a position tomorrow. But yeah, no, when the VIX jumps like that in like an hour and a half, that's no bueno for put premiums. I'm not trying to get IV crushed on, like, let's say we have a bullish day. I mean, LOY or Eli Lilly I think is a really good trade to the downside. That's just my reasoning for why I didn't take it. Also, premiums are expensive, so that's more of a personal problem, but didn't care. PCG, let's go talk about it. PCG had a very large candle today on pretty much no selling volume. I think this still looks great. I think this still looks really good. I think for as bearish of a day it was across the board, for this to have like no selling volume, I think that's fantastic. So this still does look great. I do like PCG still. Putting on a red week on the weekly, but that's okay. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I think this is setting up nicely over previous rejections turn new demand. So yeah, stop will be a close below demand, probably at 1650 right there, roughly. So nice job, PCG. Not going to talk about FSLR. IYR had a very bearish day today. Real estate is not ready. I'm still contemplating my exits on this. I don't necessarily want to exit. So part of me always struggles with the how should I word this? The decision to hold. So right now I'm in for half size in June for real estate. So yes, in the short term, I'm likely wrong. And now we did have a very large sell-off today, so we don't know what's necessarily going to happen. I mean, the S&P 500 is not going to dictate what's going on necessarily in the real estate sector. Obviously, strength in the S&P 500 would help the sector, but this is at a much different spot than the S&P 500 is. The S&P 500 needs a pullback. This has been consolidating since December, so I still do think this is ready. I love this position. It's just I always contemplate, realizing those, like, what, maybe let's say I'm at about a 40-50% loss on my June contracts at half size for my position. So do I realize that 40 to 50% loss and then add full size later on, or do I not realize it because it's June? So I have till June. I not realize the contract, and it is an at the money position. So I think this decision will be much easier if this was like an out of the money position, because I think that out of the money position would basically go to like zero, or it would perform much worse than the at the money position. So like, let's just say, I don't know what strike I have, but I'm pretty sure I targeted either like 88 or 90 here for like a June contract. So I think I'm going to end up holding it. I think we have awesome volume profile support. Now structure is definitely bearish now. Structure, we have a lower high confirmed on the weekly. So I think, see, that like plays into the, like, I think we got like 3 weeks of consolidation left until this thing becomes bullish again. So I think in 3 weeks, would I rather just hold on to that loser and then add, or I don't know. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to hold on to this, obviously not add to a losing position. And then when this weekly does become bullish again, potentially looking into, or not. Like, who's to say this doesn't just keep going? Like, yes, I think this is going to be a great long, and yes, we're above the EMAs are coiling right at them, and yes, we have the volume profile support, but who's to say this doesn't fail and just keep going to 84, you know? So maybe I don't know. I'm going to keep thinking about it. Leaning towards holding. XBI, same boat as IYR. I just think this one's actually going to take a little bit longer than IYR. We need these EMAs to catch up, and we're coming right back down to previous demand right here. So, obviously bearish structure. So, also very interesting. I'm not sure. I think I'm likely going to keep XBI as well. I think same boat as IYR, you know, half size, half till June. So, sure, it could look bleak right now, but we're in April. So we got April, May, and June for that. PM, I think I'm actually going to close this one. I think I'm front running this quite a bit, although this thing does look awesome still. This thing looks great. I really did think it was going to hold. I really wanted it to hold right here. I really wanted it to hold 90.18. If it can hold 90.18 tomorrow and close here tomorrow, I think I'm going to be okay holding this weekly. I do not want to see this weekly close below 90.18 because I think more downsides going to continue. If this closes at 90.18, that's going to give us our double bottom. And I think we'd be fine. I think we'd be fine to continue higher. But if PM doesn't close below, or closes below 90.18, then I think I might, or 90.87. 90.18 is the post. 90.87 is what I'm talking about. 90.87 is what I need. AMT, same thing as IYR, you know, back to demand. You know, we were early on this one as well, but this thing looks awesome still, so still gonna continue holding that. AEP, inside weekly candle, kind of a low volume week. Nice bottom wick back to demand today. Still looks like to be flagging over demand right through here. So I'm cool holding AEP. I think this looks awesome still. Duke Energy, I think this one looks the most bullish of everything that I've talked about so far. I mean, as you can see in the post market, we had a nice bottom wick today. Touched the moving averages, went back to previous resistance, and then, you know, finished all the way higher. And then I think we even did close higher. So this thing looks awesome for tomorrow. This thing looks the most bullish thing for tomorrow. So nice job, Duke Energy. You look awesome. ADI, very bullish, or very bearish day today. Came up, closed that upper gap, and then rejected the piss out of it. So new bullish structure created. We did not make a higher low. So ADI is not ready, but just another banging home, another inside week. So I still lean long on this position, but I do need this to close. I do need this to close above 193.63 tomorrow in order for the weekly to retain some kind of bullish structure. Otherwise, I think this needs a little bit. So I need to see ADI close above 93.16, 93.63 tomorrow. And for how large of a candle this is, like the volume, I mean, it kind of matches, so whatever. But that's the plan on ADI. SO, we have no position. This just doesn't look great. This looks like a high volume weekly rejection, and I'm just not going to be interested yet. So I'm going to give SO a week, or Southern. Same thing with, I mean, Coke looks bad now. This looks bad. Just a nice bearish engulfing on high sell volume right there. So not super interested in Coca-Cola anymore. This thing looks gross. This thing looks very gross now. Very gross. If anything, this looks completely the opposite as bullish now. After these 3 days, it's just been tank city, and now this looks extremely bearish below 59. This thing looks like it's gonna tank. So yeah, no thanks. I'm not going to be getting involved in Coca-Cola. I have not screened for today, but I will be sharing charts that I'm looking at for tomorrow on my Twitter. But yeah, I think that'll wrap up for today. Pretty bearish day overall. Not super terrible on the portfolio. I mean, a lot of these are June contracts, so we have quite some time, and I have proper risk management. So as bearish of a day as it is, I mean, I feel comfortable in the risk that I have and my positions. So that is going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you could leave a like, comment, or subscribe, that does mean the world to me, and that is very beneficial. And I do any stock ticker recommendations, please leave those in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you tomorrow.